My name is Dawid Israel. Normally, Frank is doing this presentation, but tonight I've been honored to be able to do the presentation. So I'm greatly honored to be able to sit in that position. Wanted to, first of all, announce who I am. My name is Dawid Israel. For those of you that don't know, my background, I owned a marketing company for 25 years. That was a very successful company. And I owned a trucking company in Canada, Mexico, and United States for 5 years. That became $1 million company. 2008, the economy crashed. And so, we had to, many of us, those in real estate, such as Frank, those such as myself that were in trucking, as well as the marketing industry. I don't know if you know about marketing, but the first thing to go in any business is what they consider disposable income, and so, or something that they don't need as much. And so both companies got hit at the same time. I lost my trucking company, but I was able to keep the marketing afloat. So I understand business. My company, we wrote business and marketing plans for companies and helped them execute them. And so my background in business, I understand it very well. What made me attracted to this company is that when I saw this company for the first time in my life, I saw a clear path to $1 billion. I want you to hear me again. For the first time in my life, I saw a clear path to $1 billion. Now, for a person that might be working a job, that might be much, and this is going to be able to give you the plan for your retirement with a no risk retirement plan, also a early retirement. However, for those of you that are business savvy, like I said, for the first time, I was able to see a clear path to $1 billion. And so I want you to take in the information. I want you to really learn this information because we were purposefully trained to miss what I'm going to share with you tonight. Okay. What I'm going to share with you tonight is what the wealthy, the mindset that the wealthy have, the way the wealthy invest, and the instruments that the wealthy have to invest that is going to take their lives to the next level. So, what do we do? We're going to make it real simple tonight, right? We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. First, we're going to look at the financial roadblocks. We're going to look at the solutions. We're going to look at the financial objectives, and then we're going to look at the company. So I want to look at the company, and I want to look at the owner, Mr. Brian House, and then we have the president, Adamo Tolson, right? And so right here, what do we see? We see that Brian House, what he did, he was poor rather. He became a millionaire, and when he became a millionaire, what he realized, he started investing with millionaires and billionaires. And what he realized was the millionaires and billionaires don't invest their money. They have a team of experts that invest their money for them. The millionaires and billionaires, they don't pay their bills. They have a team of experts that pays their bills for them. They don't deal with taxes. They have a team of experts that deals with their taxes. And so he said, why doesn't everyone have this? The reason being is because in order to get the level of expert that a Bill Gates has, that a Beyonce has, that a Oprah Winfrey has, in order to get that, you have at least be ready to invest $5 million. Well, the average person doesn't have $5 million. And so what he said is, I'm going to create a membership where the average person can have access to the same level of expert that Oprah Winfrey has, right? That Warren Buffett has, right? That all of those that are considered wealthy have, Bill Gates, right? This same level of expert, right? Now, whose hands would you rather have your money in? Are you a financial expert? Would you rather be investing and possibly lose your money? Or would you rather put your money in the hands of those that know what they're doing? I would rather have my money in the hands of those that are not know what they're doing. Why? Because I've lost lots of money trying to do it myself. So now with that level of expert, now I am clear that I am on the road to wealth. That's number one. And I want to explain one more thing is that when I'm talking about this level of expert, we went to a conference in Florida 2 months ago. And at this, 2 months ago. And at this conference, I was sitting for 16 hours listening to information I had never heard before. Now, here's what I want you to get that is so powerful about what I'm going to share with you. is that within that 16 hours, we have people that worked at Merrill Lynch that deal with people with $1 million or more who had never heard the information that was being shared at this conference. These level of experts are above the level of experts that you find at regular um, financial services company, such as Merrill Lynch, right? So I want you to be clear on that. So I want you to really listen and pay close attention. Okay. So there are 4 roadblocks that's stopping everybody, right? And those 4 roadblocks are taxes, credit and debt, big business, and inflation, right? Taxes, credit and debt, big business, and inflation. Okay. So here is the debt cycle. The debt cycle is what most people live in. They get some income coming in, then they pay their bills, right? They would get short on cash, right? Because they just paid their bills. They use their credit to make up for it. Their credit balances grow. They got higher payments and less money to be able to go through the same cycle with every single month. This is how the average person lives, right? But we want to move from the debt cycle to the wealth cycle. What is the wealth cycle? You have some income coming in. Then what do? The wealthy don't pay bills first. They pay themselves first. Then with that money, they invest that money. They don't spend credit, they master credit. The wealthy don't spend credit. The wealthy don't spend money. They spend interest. Now, instead of the credit card balances growing, their bank accounts grow. They receive interest payments, right? And now that becomes their income. And this is where we want to get to. We are going to show you tonight how you can do this. And now your money, while you're at work, you're working, and now your money's also working for you. So it's as if you have 2 jobs instead of one, making money for you at the same time. All right. So if that interests you at all, please put a 1 in the chat so I know that you have a heart, that you have a pulse. Right. If you're working a job, I mean, and having 2, right. I just want to make sure that people on here have a pulse, right? So great, great, outstanding, outstanding. So we have a complete cash flow system. And this cash flow system, which is extremely powerful, right? This cash flow system is where you will actually be able to where you'll be actually be able to increase your money, multiply your money, and if you want to create more money, right? So you can do this process faster, which we like. We love doing that, right? So increase, multiply, create. I want you to remember that. So we're going to start with increase. When we increase your cash flow, what we're doing is we're looking, not me, but the experts are looking, right, for your are looking, hold on one second. The experts are actually looking at your in your household, money that you're already making, and then they're looking where you're actually losing money. Okay? So here's what I mean by that. Right now, we can increase your paycheck, not with another job, not by starting a business, right? We can increase your paycheck immediately. The experts can do that, right? So they're going to look at the way that you're paying taxes now, and they're going to reduce those so every single week you just increase your paycheck. We've got people on this call that possibly have even increased their paycheck by $600 per month in 24 hours with our program. If that interests you, please put a 2 in the chat so I know that you at least have a pulse. Right? An extra $600 a month coming in your household off of what you're already doing. Then what we do is we're going to go and look at lowering your bills, right? So we're going to do the instant pay raise right here. We're going to look at your last 3 tax review to see if you got any taxes that were improperly reported, right? We're going to look at that and say, Okay, you might have had taxes that were improperly reported for the last 3 years. We're going to do that for you, right? Included with this, like it comes with the program. The experts are going to do that, right? And then if there's any refunds that you were missing or they did it wrong and you got more money coming to you, you're going to get that money too, right? Okay. Now, we're also going to lower your bills. And this is extremely powerful right here. So we got experts. See, you might try to call and get your bills lowered. But see, these people are calling for the Donald Trumps. These people are calling for the Bill Gates. These people are calling for the Oprah Winfreys. So when they call, their voice matters. So you might be trying to get a discount, but they ain't going to give you a discount. Let me let you know. When my bill collectors call me now, they call me as Mr. Israel. They call me with a smile on their face and with mad respect after these people call. Who you talking to makes a big difference. Who you know makes a big difference. So these level of experts will go in and get your bills lower for you. We're not switching your bills. They're going to call your cable and satellite company, your cell phone company, your internet company, right? Your utilities, insurance, and any other companies that you owe bills. They'll let you know, and they're going to call you back and they're going to let you know, hey, yo, we were able to get you a savings on this one. We couldn't get you a savings on this one. We can get you a savings all year long on this one. We can get you 3 months. You need to hit us back again then. As long as whatever they save you on, then there's a 40% commission after they save you the money, right? So let's say you had a bill and you saved $100 on it. It's a 40%. You're going to give them $40, and then you're going to keep 60. So you just made $60 in your household, another $60 per cycle, per month, right? So if that's over 12 months, you have $720 you just put back into your household, right? That's extremely powerful. Now, after that, we're going to look at how much you got, that surplus that you got coming in, and we're going to say, let's first eliminate your debt, right? So the company is then going to eliminate your debt. They're going to give you a millionaire debt according to, if you follow our program and our plan, according to the money that you've already got coming in. No change. You ain't do nothing different on what you're already doing. If you follow our plan, by this date, you'll be a millionaire. The experts are going to put that together. You're going to put your information in 24 hours later to 48 hours. It's going to have a plan. The experts going to look at your stuff, make a plan for you, and send it back. And you're also going to have a debt-free date. And then they're going to tell you how much interest they've saved you on all of your debts over time. And I'm going to show you in a minute some people that have saved money on their debt and how real this actually is. Credit restoration. We also have our credit restoration program where this is free. It's included as a free bonus, basically. And the experts are going to repair your credit for you. Okay. So not only are we going to look at your credit, not only are we going to do those things, but we're going to also repair your credit for you as well as an added bonus. Do we have anybody on here? If you do, put a 3 in the chat if you need your credit repair. Put a 3 in the chat if you need your credit repair. Felicia, I see you singing over there. 3. All right. All right. Great. Great. All right. Anybody that needs their credit repair, please put a 3 in. If not, that's good if you don't, because that means you're doing real good with your credit. And so what we want to do now is raise your credit. We want to take it to the next level, raise your credit. Okay. And so I did credit repair for years. I was a credit repair agent. And so therefore, I really understand how credit works. And so that's why I'm telling you, you don't want to spend credit. You want to master credit. And when you learn to master credit, you're going to need our system, because in order to not spend credit, your money has to be making money for you, which I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Now, after we find all the money that you have, right? After we find the money that's hidden, that you can't get to, the money that's hidden, the next thing we want to do is increase your net worth. Okay. So what the company is going to do for renters or anyone that actually wants to get a house, basically if you're paying rent, they're going to look at your rental amount that you're paying rent. They're going to tell you, go look at a house that's equal to or greater than, or the mortgage is equal to or greater than what you're paying in rent, right? And then what they're going to say is, we're going to buy the house for you. They have 4 programs to make this happen. They're going to look at your information and say which program you fit into. Everything that I'm sharing with you is no risk, meaning if you follow the process, it's going to happen. So there's no credit check. Like, it's not based on credit check, what you're getting. It's not based on debt to income ratio. They're just going to look at, have you been paying rent? And if you have, how much have you been paying? And now they're going to get a house for you in that same range, right? And then after 3 years or within 3 years, once you become traditionally credit worthy, because we're going to be building your credit, right? We're going to be fixing your debt to income ratio. And then what's going to happen is, now the company is going to actually put you in a position to own the house yourself. And if for any reason after those 3 years you're not able to do that, if you're not able to do that, guess what? The company then is still going to finance the house for you, and you still end up with the house. So either way, it's a win-win-win situation. For those of you that are looking for a house, this is tremendous. There's nothing that could be better than this situation that you are in now, right? With this program. So this is a keys to ownership. We're helping everyone win. Okay. And you see here that there's a house for sale, right? And we know that a person who actually doesn't have a house has a net worth of only $5,000, where a person who has a house has a net worth on average of $200,000. So instantly, your net worth can go from $5,000 to $200,000. You can refinance, and now's the best time to get a house due to the rates, right? As far as, or the price, because of the housing market. Don't worry about the rates, because you'll be able to refinance that when the rates go down. But the price that you get the house at is excellent at this juncture. And then you'll be able, when the market goes back up, you'll be able to resell the house or do anything that you want with it, keep it, and it'll increase your net worth. Okay. And so we want to next, after we've done that, right? After we've increased, now we want to multiply your money. Okay. And this is what attracted me. This is what made me run to this program, because we've helped people with 11 million in passive portfolio income or gains, shaving an average of 15 plus years off of their retirement dates. 15 years, right? 15 years off a retirement date. Just imagine if you could retire 15 years early. And we're not talking about people that are spring chickens coming in here young, getting their retirement date early. The majority of people are people that understand this, that might be older in age, but they've been able to knock off years off of their retirement, right? So I want you to understand, this program works wonders. And so we do that with what's called a private reserve account, diversified cash flow, land banking, and trust my assets, right? So what is a private reserve account? This is where you get to become your own bank. And what do I mean by becoming your own bank? These are no risk, high yield accounts that are yielding a return of 9 to 30%. For instance, an IRA or a 401k at this juncture are returning anywhere from 1 to 3%. 1 to 3%. They fluctuate with the market up and down, the IRA and Roth. As a matter of fact, one of my reps in this company said they looked at their 401k, I believe, and they took a loss. Most people don't look at their 401ks, but this company caused her to look at her 401k, and therefore she noticed she took a loss. Private reserve account, you can't take a loss. It's contract guaranteed. Your bank account, you can take a loss. It's only guaranteed up to $250,000. But, and Right. You could take a, and you're only getting 0.05 to 1% on your return on your money. With this, there is unlimited guarantee. You can't lose money in the account, right? And it fluctuates with the market only up. So what do I mean by that? If the market goes up and now you're at 13%, you went from 9 to 13%, and then the market drops back down to 10%, you keep getting paid at 13%. When it goes above 13%, you drop at that rate and you keep getting paid at that forever. You never go down. So the private reserve account, and this is contract guaranteed. The country was started with private reserve account. This is not something new. We just weren't taught this. Wealth is something that is taught in the home. It is not taught in the is not taught at school in any education center. So do you think that the poor and the middle class, do you think we had the same conversation at the dinner table about money? The same conversation with those that were training us about money that the wealthy had? Absolutely not. Do you think that the wealthies have the same conversation with their children about money that the poor? No. And so it's not the fact that you don't it's not your fault you don't know this. There was no way you could know this. But now the doors have opened to us to be able to receive this information, and we got to take advantage of it. So a 9 to 30% return. Does anybody in here have a retirement account that they're receiving 9 to 30%? If you do, please put a 1 on the screen. With no risk, high yield. Exactly. No risk, high yield. Exactly. So therefore, what does that mean? That means everybody on this call needs this service. Everyone, without a doubt. But what we also have is what's called a diversified cash flow account, right? The diversified cash flow account is so powerful because what I didn't tell you about the private reserve account is it's your bank account. So you can borrow money from yourself. When you borrow the money from yourself, you set the terms on how much interest you're going to pay back and how much you're going to pay back yourself. You set the terms. But the beautiful thing is, while you're borrowing your money, let's say I put $10,000 in this account and I borrow 5,000 of it. While I'm borrowing the money, that 10,000 in there is still making interest for me while I'm utilizing my another 5,000. So I can take that money and drop it into a diversified cash flow account that's going to give me a 5% return. And I can do the same thing with it and borrow from it, right? Because diversified cash flow account is designed for short term. The private reserve is for long term. But I can borrow, put it in there. So they're going to give me 5%. This account's going to give me 9 to 30%. So now I just increased my interest payments by 5%, right? Which is going to take me to 14 to 35% now, right? And I can still borrow off of it. Now when I pay the money back, instead of having 10,000 in this account, now I got 15,000 in this account. This is extremely powerful to understand. So we also have the land banking as well, right? This is where you can invest in land and get 40%. Get land up to 40% undervalued. The land that we've gotten before was the land for the Olympics, and we deal with green land. So land that's going to have things like windmills and green electricity and so forth on it, and any type of high value land, right? So last year, everybody that invested in the land banking saw a 36% return on their investment, right? No risk. Again, land banking, no risk. Okay. This is extremely powerful. So what we do is we take people from W-2 employees, right? Exactly, Celia. Wow. Felicia. Wow. Exactly. We take people from a W-2 employee, right? Paying 28 to 37% in taxes. turn them into business owners paying 18 to 22%, help them become investors so they only pay 10 to 15%. Then we set them up with trust to reduce their tax down to 0 to 5%, right? This is extremely powerful. Not for just the business owner, but this is for the average person. We can get you down to 0 to 5% taxes. Now, what I want you to imagine is, let's say you're making $100,000 a year, right? And you're paying $28,000 to $37,000 per year in income tax, because that's 28 to 37%. See, most people don't know your most expensive bill is tax. Why? Because you got to pay it off your check. Then you got to pay tax when you buy stuff at the store. You're paying all these taxes. That's why we reduce your taxes and get you that instant pay raise I talked about earlier, right? So now you're going to get a check. We're going to get you more money on your check every single month. And I'm going to show you real case life scenarios on this. So don't go nowhere, because you're about to see real life scenarios on what I'm talking about. This is real people getting real help, right? And really becoming wealthy. We literally make wealth real. We're not lying. That's not a euphemism. This is a reality. So 28 to 37% in tax. So what's happening is the average person paying 28,000 to 37,000 per year if you're making $100,000. We're going to bring that down, right? And we're legally, ethically, and morally going to reduce it to just 5,000 or less. What would you do with that extra $23,000 to $32,000 a year? Now they got Trump on indictment right now, right? They got him indicted, but you know what they don't have him indicted for is taxes. Why? Because it's legal, moral, and ethic for you to avoid taxes. It is not legal, ethic, and moral for you to evade taxes. That's what Capone got locked up for, tax evasion, not tax avoidance. You're allowed to avoid taxes. You're not allowed to evade taxes. So legally, ethically, and morally, you can avoid taxes, which is extremely powerful, right? And so the next thing is what we're going to do then. Once we've increased your money and we're multiplying your money, and now you have interest coming in that you're going to be able to live off of versus your money, then what's going to happen is we're going to wrap it all in what's called a bulletproof trust fund, right? So these are they're associate of trusts, like a few trusts that are put together that are designed to make sure, in the proper jurisdiction, that are designed to make sure that all of your assets are protected and that all of your money is handed down step by step by step throughout your generations forever. Step by step by step throughout your generations forever. See, what happens is most people, when they get a trust, they don't make sure that it's in the right jurisdiction, and they don't do the proper types of trust. You can't just have one trust. You need a triage of trusts in order to be bulletproof. But most experts don't know that. Most lawyers don't, and attorneys that write them up don't know that. So what happens is, because of that, the government still can come in and attack that trust. Well, we make sure this trust is in a jurisdiction, or the experts make sure this trust is in a jurisdiction that it can't be touched. They make sure that the proper triage of trusts are there. They make sure that the right beneficiaries and so forth are in the right place. So it's impossible for anyone to ever touch the trust. And that way, that money goes down the line forever throughout your family. And that is the power. Okay. So what are our results? First of all, we've done $10 million tax savings per month, aggregate throughout our members over the last 5 years. Lower my bills. We've lowered over $2 million in monthly bills, aggregate of our clients every single month for the last 5 years. Eliminate our debt, 1.5 billion. That's billion with a B. Interest elimination. So we've saved people $1.5 billion in interest, right? We have saved over 18,000 people, or we've added 50 to 150 points on people's credit scores, over 18,000 people's credit scores, right, over the last 5 years. And we've saved over 30,000 years. We've reduced 30,000 years from our members' time in debt. 30,000 years over in 5 years. This company did that in 5 years. That's how the type level of experts that we have. So I want you to understand this is a win-win-win situation. Okay. So MWR is not just about saving money. It's about making and saving money. It's also about creating money. Okay. So what I want you to understand, if you're not with MWR, do you have financial experts? Do you have financial experts? Right? Right. Most people do not have a financial expert. We're saying you're going to be able to retain not one, but a group of financial experts that's going to help you in every area of your life. They're going to help you analyze your existing financial position. Because if you don't have them, then who's going to do that? You, me? I don't want to do that myself. I'm not a financial expert, right? I'm not an expert. That's why I always say get to the expert, right? Determine your long and short term goals, right? They're going to help you do that. Structure a personalized plan to help you achieve these goals, right? In the time frame that you choose. They will even implement, and this is the power. You don't have to learn this and do it. You can learn it while they do it, but they're going to actually do the work for you. They're going to implement it for you. So just imagine if you took 10,000 of your dollars and put it in an expert's hand who's known to turn 10,000 into 100,000 with no risk. They know how to do it. See what I'm saying? This is what you're doing instead of you trying to fumble with your money, which many of us have done and lost a lot of money, right? I've lost a lot of money fumbling money when I could have just had this system and won, right? So what does it cost, or what is the investment? And I want to use that term and I'm going to show you why. What is the investment? The investment is $149.97 a month. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to ask, most people ask themselves, well, is it worth $149.97 to do it? Is it worth it? So I'm gonna walk you through a scenario so we can see if it's worth it. And these are real life scenarios. So right here, when I first joined MWR, I received an instant pay raise of $700 per month. Really? Wow. So when they first joined our company, they did what? They got an instant pay raise of $700 per month. How long does it take you to get an instant pay raise? It takes 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours. $700 per month. That's deep, isn't it? After a year of receiving this pay raise, my job decided to increase my pay. So I decided to resubmit my checks to the experts. She didn't do it herself. She had a team of experts. That's what millionaires understand. Don't do it yourself. Get a team of experts. Every millionaire you know, go ask them. If you know a millionaire, ask them, do you have a team of experts that you could, yep, and they're all going to say yes. If they don't, they wish they did. But I haven't met one yet that doesn't have it. Receiving this pay raise, my job decided to increase my pay, so I decided to resend my checks to the experts, and I got another instant pay raise of $100. Thank you, MWR, for being the gift that keeps on giving. So let's look at these numbers for real. Let's look at this for real. That's $700 a month minus the $149 a month, right? That it would cost $149.97. That's $551 per month net profit. Her net profit per year is $6,612. And I'm using these terms on purpose. Investment. Why? Because the wealthy don't use the word spend. They use the word invest because they're always looking for a return. So if you invest the $149.97, what am I looking for? My return on investment. Her return on investment or her net profit per year is $6,612 for that $149 a month. Is that worth it? Absolutely. You best believe it is. Right? Then Bill Shredder saved this person $1,468 and 26 cents, right, on their bills, right? If we look at that 1468.26 gross profit minus the expert fee, that 40% I talked about before, we're at 587. She has a net profit of $880 that year off of that's clear, free and clear money because the instant pay raise is paying her 149 a month. So now she's at free and clear profit. It's almost like you working a job, you ain't even got a business and you already making profit. That's extremely powerful. Now she has a net profit of an additional $880, $895 on top of the 6612 for a net profit, a total net profit, a gross net profit of 7492.95. That's powerful. That's extremely powerful. That is extremely powerful. Then we go and say, well, I'm not done yet. MWR Financial has saved me an average of $2,000 back into my household. Wow, 2,000, that's powerful. Thank you for reducing my bills, debt, and taxes while increasing my credit score, cash flow, and investment income. So she decided to get the ADT and AT&T wireless. She used Bill Shredder to do that and get two more services lower, right? That increased her net profit, right? Again. So now she went from 7492 to 7,924, approximately $8,000 back in her household just from the increase portion. We haven't even talked about create yet. We haven't even talked about, we haven't done multiply. We're just looking at that. Now, with the multiply the cash flow, she would take that money and invest it there and get 9 to 30% per annum on that money every year, compounded, right? Or she could use it to pay another bill, or she could use it for her lifestyle. She can use that money for anything she wants to, right? This is tremendous, right? And we know that it worked. So no. So now I'm saying, but we haven't even talked about what if she also decided to go and get the house. Now she just increased her net profit. Her net worth to $200,000. On top of that, right? Then the added bonus, if she wanted to get her credit score fixed, we see this person, and these are all real life testimonies that I'm showing you. So her credit score 110 points plus. This person is in the 800 club, made it to the 800 club. I'm so excited, right? These are real life testimonies for real. Testimony, having an MWR Financial Edge membership definitely has its privileges. I was able to walk into a bank with an 800 plus credit score. This is a different person than the one we just saw. That was another person with 800. There's another person with 800. 800 plus credit score. A low debt to income ratio and an amazing MWR financial payout report, and walked out with a pre-approval letter for $600,000. The experts gave him a what? Financial payout report. So now he got the approval level for over $500,000 to build a beautiful dream home. Here's the letter in front of you right now, $600,000. Right? This is real life happening before your face. Right? Here's another thing he did. Thanks to MWR Financial Experts in the Business Opportunity Compensation Plan, my wife and I was able to purchase 1.5 acres of lakeside property. What we found truly amazing was our debt elimination plan. The bank had us in debt for 84 months at 4.75%. We were able to pay the loan off in 10 months thanks to the strategies. We love being products of the product. So if that's not enough for you, this is what's so powerful about the company that blew me away on top of it. I can't even believe that they do it. Guaranteed success. If our opportunity experts or solutions can't help you save, make, or grow money in your first 30 days, MWR will give you a full refund. You only have to use 4 of the services. We've added more services since this was up. Only 4 of our services, right? Only 4 to qualify. So it's a 30-day money back guarantee. I'm guilty. I use the services. I make money and I grow money and I save money because that hurdler app, that hurdler app comes with your when it gives you all your tax write-offs and deductions, right? Which we're going to talk about in a minute. But the hurdler app saved me money. So I'm guilty. I can't use the 30-day. I've already made too much money in this company over the last 90 days. So it's helped me. So if it helps me, it will help you and many other people on this call. So at this juncture, what I want to do is I want to open up for any questions anyone might have, right? I want to open up for any questions anyone might have. What's going on? What's going on, Ellie Who? I see you over here on my Facebook. I apologize if I missed you, but um any questions, you can raise your hand. You should be able to unmute yourself if you have any questions. If you have any questions, please either raise your hand, unmute yourself. I'm going to go questions going once, questions going twice in a minute. Or you can type them in. Did anybody see any questions? Did any leaders on the call see any questions? I don't see any at this time. And if I don't, Cynthia, did you have a question? And if you're speaking, I can't hear you. And it could be my fault on my end. So let me check and I'm muted. Hold 1 second. I do apologize. Okay, I can hear you now, Cynthia. Go ahead. It was my fault. I was muted on my computer. Cynthia, can you hear? I hear you. I hear you, Stephen. I hear Ramo, but I don't hear Cynthia, and I think she came off mute, so I can't hear her. So I'm gonna put her back on mute, and we will continue. So with that, guys, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna transition, and this portion is for individuals that actually want to start on the business side of what we're doing. Okay. So to my Facebook people, I will talk to you all later. See you all at the top. Peace.